All right, let's get right into it. For the last couple of years, we have all been watching artificial intelligence learn how to talk. But something just shifted, big time. That first week of January 2026, well, it marked this huge, fundamental pivot, a moment when AI started learning how to do.
You know this world. We've all gotten pretty used to it, right? Chatbots, assistants, language models that can whip up an email for you, or, hey, even a poem. They respond to what we ask, they assist us. And that was the first wave, really, the one that put AI on the map for everybody. But the next wave? It's already here. And this is a totally different beast. We are moving from this sort of passive back-and-forth conversation to active, real-world execution. This isn't about asking for information anymore. Nope. It's about delegating a completely finished task.
And that, right there, that brings us to the really crucial question, doesn't it? What happens when these systems have the freedom, the autonomy, to not just follow a simple command, but to actually plan, to sequence complex steps, and make decisions all on their own? That's exactly what we're going to break down.
So this brings us to our first major idea today, the end of AI tourism. Now, this phrase, it really captures a massive shift in how we think about all this. That whole period of just, playing around with AI, of experimenting just to see what it could do? Yeah, that's officially over. This quote just nails it. AI tourism is done. We have entered a really high-stakes industrial era where the only thing that matters is results, return on investment, and actual real-world execution. You could say the honeymoon is over.
And this timeline, it really puts the sheer speed of this change into perspective. I mean, think about it. It all kicked off in 2023 with the public debut of these big language models. Then came 2024, the year of just wide-open experimentation with chatbots. By 2025, the whole game was about making them better at conversation and assistance. But then, bam, January 2026. We hit that pivot point, a massive structural shift away from just assisting us to enabling autonomous agency.
So what does this new doing AI actually look like in practice? This is where we get into the real tech that's driving this change. See, after a few years of chatbots, the market was getting hungry for the next big thing. And thankfully, these breakthroughs in AI reasoning finally made it possible. We're moving from chatbots to something way, way more powerful: agents. The difference here is actually pretty simple, but it's also profound. A chatbot responds, an agent acts. It doesn't just give you the ingredients for a recipe. It's going to order the groceries for you, plan the meal, and hey, who knows, maybe one day it'll even cook it. It plans, it sequences, and it delivers finished work. And look, this isn't just some theory. We are seeing massive corporate moves happening right now. A huge tech company just snapped up this tiny AI agent startup that grew at an insane speed. And at the exact same time, another industry giant launched a brand new model built specifically for these agentic workflows, which is really just a fancy way of saying it can handle complicated, multi-step tasks. It allows the AI to reason more deeply about complex problems all by itself.
And that's the reported price tag for that acquisition we were just talking about. $3 billion. If that's not a clear signal that the world's biggest tech companies see autonomous agents as the future, I don't know what is.
So here's the bottom line, the crucial point. We are talking about an autonomous assistant that doesn't need you to hold its hand. It can take a simple goal, like plan my business trip to Tokyo, and just handle every single step, from booking the flights and hotels to filing the expense report for you when you get back, the whole shebang. But this new kind of intelligence, it isn't just staying in the digital world. The next phase in this whole evolution is even more dramatic. AI is getting a body.
NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, he said it himself. Just like ChatGPT completely revolutionized how we all interact with language, a similar massive breakthrough is happening right now in the world of robotics.
And this is what's being called physical AI. So forget everything you think you know about those pre-programmed repetitive factory arms. We're talking about generalist robots powered by models that can actually see, reason about the laws of physics, and learn brand new tasks just by watching a human do them once. And of course, all the major players are jumping in. NVIDIA is developing something called GROT, which is a foundation model. Think of it like a base brain for robots that lets them learn just by watching videos. Boston Dynamics is integrating Google's super advanced AI into its incredible Atlas robot. And we're even seeing companies like LG unveil consumer robots that are literally designed for your home. So naturally, an AI that can not only think, but also act and move around in the physical world, well, that creates a whole new level of urgency around rules and regulation. And the world's major powers, they're scrambling to respond, but in very, very different ways.
This table really lays out the 3 different paths being taken. In the US, a new executive order is aiming for something called federal preemption, which basically means creating one single national rulebook for AI, overriding all the different state laws to create a simpler, less burdensome environment for innovation. The EU, on the other hand, is worried about falling behind, so they're hitting the pause button, delaying their stricter rules until late 2027. And then there's China, taking a totally different path, focusing on social stability by creating the world's first rules designed to prevent emotional manipulation and protect users' mental health.
But there's another side to this whole story. This huge pivot towards more powerful, more autonomous AI, it comes with an absolutely enormous and, frankly, sobering physical cost.
Take a look at this number, 1 gigawatt. I mean, what does that even mean in the real world?
Well, it's about the peak power output of a nuclear reactor, a truly staggering amount of energy.
And that is the projected power consumption for a single next-generation AI data center. The energy this technology requires is it's almost unimaginable.
And this chart shows you the consequences of that. By 2028, the U.S. is projected to need 44 gigawatts of new power just for data centers, but the grid can only supply 25. That leaves a massive 19-gigawatt gap. We are talking about a looming energy crisis, and it's being driven by AI's insatiable hunger for electricity.
And the costs aren't just measured in watts and power grids. There are really profound societal costs, too. One of the most alarming risks that's starting to emerge is something called AI psychosis. See, because these models are designed to be so agreeable and affirming, they can end up amplifying a user's delusions, creating this dangerous feedback loop that can actually worsen things like paranoia. Even the leaders of this revolution, they're anxious. This quote from OpenAI's Sam Altman, it's pretty revealing. It shows the incredible weight of that responsibility. That fear that in the mad rush to build all this, they might have missed a chance to prevent some real harm.
So that's where we stand. AI is no longer just a tool for information. It is rapidly becoming an autonomous agent that can think, that can act in our digital world, and that can move in our physical one. And the real question for all of us is, are we ready for what comes next?